Okay, so welcome to the class. To begin with, please make yourself comfortable. You might like to have a pen and paper. I'm just going to give you a few little tidbits of information before we begin the movement practice, so you can sit on your sofa or whatever to make sure you're nice and comfortable. Okay, so this class that we're doing today is all about Qigong for winter. And Qigong, I don't know if you are all aware, but Qigong is part of Chinese medicine, one of the branches of Chinese medicine. And Chinese medicine is based on the Tao Te Ching. And the Tao Te Ching was written over 25 centuries ago by a very, very wise sage in India. Not India, sorry, that's yoga, China. So it's a very, very old practice, and it encourages us to, it translates to the way, so living the way, and it encourages us to live in tune with nature, in tune with the seasons, instead of fighting against it, basically. So in winter time, of course, it's dark early, and it's dark in the morning it's dark, and in the afternoon it's dark. But this darkness is for a reason. It's to encourage us to rest, because we need to rest in winter. So the first little tip is, you know, in modern days, we have televisions, we have computers, and it's tempting to stay up late into the evening, watching movies, being on the computer. But what happens then is the light that we get interrupts the quality of our sleep. So the first thing I would encourage you to do is to switch off a little bit earlier, and there's a few nourishing practices, like you could just read a book, you could have a nice healing bath with like Epsom salts, magnesium salts, aromatherapy. You could do some gentle yoga practice, whatever feels nourishing for you, but without the lights, because it's the lights that disrupt the sleep. Okay, so that's the first little tip. Second, still to do with rest, it's important for us to have nourishing practices. In the wintertime, we are supposed to go inwards. The water element, which is related to winter, which I will speak more about, it's the yin. So the yin encourages us to go inwards and do things like reading a book or playing board games with the family, sitting by the fire, meditation, all these practices that help to restore our energy, so that when it comes to springtime, we can flourish with good energy. Okay, so that's the first little thing. The next thing is all about nutrition. So it's a very good thing to eat also with the seasons. So lots of root vegetables, seasonal fruits and vegetables, and no cold food, no raw food. We need to have nourishing soups, nourishing casseroles, warming foods. And these foods also, if we slow cook soups and casseroles, it helps to keep the nutrients in the food. Instead of, say we were to boil the vegetables, well, you're going to throw away the water and you're losing a lot of the nutrients. Whereas if you put it all into one pot, you're keeping the nutrients, and it's just nourishing for the body. Also, drinks. Cold drinks are not a good idea, so hot or warm drinks. And one that's really good to have is ginger. So you just chop up some ginger, put it in a teapot and sit it in the boiling water, and it gives you a lovely tea. Licorice root, and ginger has loads of properties as well, like antiviral. The best thing, one of the best things to have if you have a cold or a flu is ginger, hot ginger. Another one that's really good is licorice root, but as long as you don't have high blood pressure, it's not good for high blood pressure. But other than that, licorice root, very soothing for the throat, healing for the mucous membranes. But I would encourage lots of herbal teas and warm or hot drinks. And then for fruits, stewed apples, stewed berries. So again, warm, and I'm not going to go into a whole nutritional talk because I could go on all day about nutrition, but these have really good nutrients in them. And like the pectin in apples is reduced when you cook the apple. That's really healing for your intestine. So all the theme of warming, nourishing, healing. Another food that's really good is black beans or kidney beans, really good for your kidneys and for the water element. And I think most of you got my message this morning. Blue and black are nourishing for the water element. Okay, a few supplements that are excellent for the immune system, and they're recommended by Western people who are holistic as well as Eastern medicine. Those are vitamin C, a good quality high dose vitamin C every day. Vitamin D. Vitamin D, I take mine in a good quality fish oil, which is by Nordic Naturals. And anyone with joint issues, I would highly recommend that one too. I can give you more information personally if anyone wants more. Zinc and an antioxidant called quercetin. So all four of these are highly recommended for basically for boosting your immune system and fighting off viruses. Okay, so as I mentioned, winter is associated with the water element, and we are made up 70% of water, so it very much affects the whole body. But the meridians that we're going to work with are the kidney and the bladder meridians. So I'm going to stand back in a minute and show you where they are. Anyone that's new to Qigong, meridians is a name for energy pathways in the body. And the energy pathways are, if you think everyone knows you have your circulation, which is your blood going around your body. So your energy pathways are exactly the same, except it's energy instead of blood. Okay, so I'm going to step back, I think, now, so I can show you where these meridians are. The water element, it also relates to the joints and the bones. So when water becomes stagnant, it's the same in your joints. We have synovial fluid in the joints. And if we don't move the joints, the fluid, it becomes stagnant. And that's when we get stiffness in the joints, we get arthritic joints. But not only that, if the energy is not moving through the joints, then it's not moving properly into the meridians and the internal organs. So it has a whole knock-on effect. So we're going to work with all of the joints today. And we're going to work with the liver, not the liver, the kidney and the bladder meridians. And the other thing that we're going to work a lot with today is called Dantian. So in Chinese medicine, it's very well known that we have 3 Dantians. We have the lower, the middle, and the upper. And now I'm going to adjust. Okay, so the lower Dantian is about 1 inch below the belly button. It's between the belly button and the top of the pubic bone. And that's the one we're going to work with a lot today. The middle Dantian is here at the heart center, and the upper Dantian at the third eye. The lower Dantian is our original source of energy. It's close to the belly button, and it's our original source of energy. And when we activate the energy here, we're activating a heat, a light, an energy that then can feed all the other meridians, and particularly the kidney meridian, to help to boost the immune system, the digestion, the breathing, and the vitality that we have, and basically all the systems in the body. Okay, so I'll try and get in a position where I can show you clearly on my body where the meridians are. So kidney 1 starts here. So that's the start of the kidney meridian, and it's a very important point, kidney 1. And you'll see I've got socks on because it's important to keep kidney 1 nice and warm. It's also important to keep the actual kidneys nice and warm, and it's important to keep the neck warm. Okay, so let me see how I can do this. So the kidney meridian, it starts there, it comes up the inside of the leg, all the way up the inside of the leg, both legs, and then it comes up here, and it ends at kidney 27, which is just under the collarbone. Okay, so that line of that pathway of energy is really one of the main things we're working with today. The other one is the bladder meridian, which starts here, and it comes over the head and all the way down either side of the spine, all the way down the back of the body, either side of the spine, and then over the buttocks, down the backs of the legs, all the way down, and then it ends at the end of the pinky toe. Okay, so that's a lot of theory. I planned to talk theory for 5 minutes. It's now been 20 minutes because there's too much. So anyway, let's stand up and do some physical practice. So to begin the practice, place your hands, one hand over the other, over your dantian. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to this area below your hands and breathe into your dantian. Just becoming centered. Feel the connection with your feet to the earth beneath you, so you're nice and grounded. Close your eyes and just simply follow your breath. No need to peek at the screen, just keep your eyes closed and follow your breath. The dantian is like a little ball of energy inside your body. And we're just beginning to connect to that original source of energy. And now relax your arms by your sides. And we're going to begin with the wrist. So we're going to work through the joints, beginning with the wrist. So the first one is just spiraling. I'll come close so you can see what I'm doing with the hands, because I know some of you are on very small screens. So spiraling the energy around the wrists. And you can just allow the hips to move side to side. Close your eyes nice and slowly. Some of you are going very, very fast. So just slow down, close your eyes and feel into the movement. Qigong is also about mindful movement. So it's about bringing yourself into the present moment, feeling the sensations in your body, and then reverse the spirals. Good. Now, we're going to knock on an acupressure point. So just with the underneath side of one wrist, and it's 3 fingers above the wrist. So not too high up. Here. And then on the other side. And this is an acupressure point on the triple burner meridian, and it's very good for your immune system. So we're going to now measure here with your fingers, find the point, and then press, jiggle, and circle on this acupressure point. It's called Triple Burner 5 is the name of this acupressure point. If any of you are looking it up afterwards, Triple Burner 5, but we're just pressing in here to activate this point, which, as I say, is good for the immune system. Now do the other side. You might find it's a little bit tender, and in which case it's even more important that you do this. Okay. And then shake the wrists, palms of the hands upwards. Turn the hands downwards, shake the wrists. Relax your arms by your sides, close the eyes, and you might feel the energy going down and into your fingers. You might feel a lightness of energy going down the hands and into the fingers. Now the elbow joints. So we're just going to circle around the elbow joint. What we're doing here is we're lubricating the joints. So we're getting this synovial fluid moving and we're lubricating the joints. Okay, we've got 3 acupressure points on the elbow. So the first one is on the top of the elbow. And this is on the large intestine meridian. And this point is large intestine 11, and it's good for infection. Then inside the elbow, this is heart 5, and it's good for the respiratory system. And then to the bottom, for emotional balance, this is heart 3. Sorry, it was lung 5 for the respiratory system. This is heart 3. And then relax your arms and notice the difference between the right side, or the one you were working on, and the other side. You might notice it feels a bit lighter, and you can actually feel the energy is able to move through the joint. So let's do the other one now. Circling around the elbow, lubricating your elbow joint. Okay, and then knocking on large intestine 11. Lung 5. And heart 3. And then relax your arms down and notice how it feels on both elbows. Now we have a point called lung 1, which is just below the collarbone. And if you press, use the opposite hand to press, and it might be really tender. Press, jiggle, circle. Press quite firmly. So the lung 1 point is good for releasing grief and sadness. Also very good for the lungs. And then just knock on it. And then cupping down the inside of the arm and up the outside. Onto the shoulder. And then we'll go over to the other side, just pressing on that lung 1 point just below the collarbone. Press, jiggle, circle so you can get right in. It might be quite sore, mine is. and then knocking. And then come down the inside and up the outside, onto the shoulder. Good. Now we're going to make an sound as we go across the chest from side to side. So breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth with an Ah. Good, and then go up and down the sternum. This is also on your kidney meridian. And we have the thymus gland in there, which is also good for your immune system. Also good for releasing emotional trauma that we're holding on to. Good, and then relax there. Now we're going to go under the armpit to drain the lymphatic system. Just knocking under the armpit and then knocking down the side of the body 3 times. This is on your gallbladder meridian. Then over to the other side. Again, this is really good to do every day for your clearing your lymphatic system. Down, down, down. Relax there. Good. Now we're going to go into the digestive system. So up the right, across the top, and down the left. Really important. Up the right, across the top, and down the left. Activating the digestive system. And relax in there. Good. If you're getting warm, that's good because we're getting the energy moving through us. I'm getting very warm, which is why the window's open, which is why we can hear the neighbours outside. Anyway, bladder 52, which is here. So if you press on here with your thumbs as you begin to circle. So bladder 52 is really good for releasing lower back tension. It's also really good for releasing fear that we might be holding on to in the kidneys. Excuse me, I'll shut the window so you can hear. Yes, so we hold on to emotions in all of our organs, and the kidneys is where we store fear. So we want to remove the fear and change it into courage. So this is a really good point to help us to do this, pressing on this point. Now reverse your circles. Plus the circles are fabulous for releasing the lower back and the hips. The thing about working from home, we cannot control dogs, neighbours, external noises, so we just have to accept them. Good. Okay, and then relax there. So the next one for the hips is really good for lubricating the hip joints, but it's also good for heating up the feet. So this one, we're going to take the leg across, out to the side and down, across. Now you don't need to lift your leg as high as me. If it's challenging, you can keep it a bit lower, but you want to open the knee out to the side and down. And you can feel free to hold something for your balance. This is very good for lubricating your hip joints. We're also opening an energy gateway at the top of the legs called the quad, which is why it's good for warming up the heat, because it allows the energy to go down to the feet. Good. Okay, so for the shoulders now, step your left foot in front, shake your left arm, and then begin to circle the shoulder, taking your weight back as the shoulder comes up and back, and then taking your weight forward as the shoulder comes down. This is for oiling the shoulder joint. You might also notice that we're massaging the kidney at the same time. Lovely. Okay, let's do the other side. So step the right foot in front, give the right arm a shake. And then begin to circle the shoulder, taking your weight forward and back. Wonderful. Okay, so all of the joints that we've just lubricated, we're going to put all of that together. We'll work through all the upper joints of the body. And this is called arm spirals. And I'm going to turn my back to you because it's easier for you to follow. So take your right arm out to the side with the palm facing upwards and have the left hand onto the left hip. Take the hips to the left as you spiral the right hand in and back. The hips go back, the hips go to the right as you spiral the arms. So you're basically taking the hips round in a circle. And you're trying as much as you can to keep the palm of the hand facing upwards as you spiral the right arm. You will notice we're lubricating the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the hips. How are you doing? Super. Now let's try the other side. So take the left arm out to the side, right hand on your waist. Take the hips to the right as you spiral the left arm. Well done. And then just relax there. Good. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more for the spine. So place the hands onto the hips and have your feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to side bend to your left. So this is not mirror image. So side bend to your left. So you're opening the right side. Turn your head to the right and just breathe. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Breathe in as you lift up and then side bend to your right. Feeling the opening in the left side of your torso. Breathe in as you lift up. And then finding that acupressure point again, the bladder 52, pressing the thumbs in there. And we're going to engage the buttocks and take the hips forward. And then take the hips back, pressing all of the time on your acupressure points, just taking the hips forward and back. So this is really good for the spine. And then relax there. Wonderful. Okay, we're still working down our legs. So let's come to the knees. Really important, the knees. Bring the feet together. Place the hands over the knees. And then begin to circle the knees. Lubricating the knee joints. And at the same time, we're pressing into that kidney 1 point into the earth as we circle the knees. Now reverse the circles. Wonderful. And then come back to standing. Again, you might want to hold something for balance. We're going to take the weight onto the left leg and then circle the right foot. So the ankles are really important. We're going to work a bit more with them lying down. Freeing up the ankle joints allows the energy to flow through both the kidney and the bladder meridian. So really important. Placing that foot down and then the other one. Releasing any clicking and popping, reversing. Good. And then just come to stand, close your eyes and notice any changes. So we've worked through the joints of the body. You just notice any changes in how you feel. We're now going to practice an exercise which is good for replenishing and nourishing the kidney and the bladder pathways. So for this one, bring the feet quite close together and just begin to practice nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Now, I didn't mention at the beginning, anything that I do that's not right for you, please adjust according to your own body. Never think you have to do what I'm doing. On the next in-breath, allow the arms to float up a little out from the body. Then as you breathe out, allow the arms to come down. Take your weight onto the right leg as you step your left foot about 1 shoulder width apart. On your next in-breath, engage your buttocks and push the hips forward as you rotate the arms. So you're spiraling the arms, you're opening up the chest. And then as you breathe out, imagine you're gathering all that light into your body and fold forward with bent knees. Keep your knees bent so that you can relax your abdomen on the thighs if you can, as you go all the way forward and release to the earth. And when you're there, begin to breathe to your kidneys. Then bring the hands round the outside of the ankles and up the back of the legs. We're following the bladder meridian, bringing the hands up the back of the legs. And then use the back of your hands to rub quite firmly into your kidneys. Okay, so we're really starting to activate this kidney and bladder energy now with this exercise. And then you can either use this part of the hand here or the back of your hand to knock on the kidneys, really activating the energy. And then knocking on the tailbone. And then give the tailbone a good rub. And then taking the energy back down the bladder meridian, all the way down, relax forward with bent knees. Bring the hands up the inside of the legs, following the kidney meridian now, just up to the waist, and then slide your hands around, hold your hands over your kidneys. Close your eyes and see if you can feel the breath beneath your hands. So when we use the full capacity of the lungs, we feel movement at the back of the body as well as the front. So just close your eyes and send a healing energy to your kidneys. If you don't feel the movement, don't worry about it. Just use your mind to send a healing energy to your kidneys. On your next out breath, fold forward, bend knees, allow the hands to come down the bladder meridian, all the way down. And then back up the kidney meridian. And then just relax your arms by your sides. Okay, so that's one side. We're going to do exactly the same, stepping to the other side. So feet together, nice long, slow, deep breaths. Bring your awareness to these energy pathways, the bladder and the kidney pathways. As you breathe in, allow the arms to float up. As you breathe out, sink the weight into your left leg, step to the right and sink down through both feet. Knees are a little bit bent. Breathe in, engage the buttocks, push the hips forward, spiral the arms. And then breathe out, gather that light, that energy all the way down and fold forward and relax your abdomen on your thighs. Bring the hands round to the outside of the ankles, up the back of the legs, coming up the bladder meridian as you uncurl the spine. And then rubbing and knocking on your kidney. Zzz, 2 kidneys. Activating the heat in the kidneys. You'll notice when we activate the kidney energy, it helps to make us nice and warm. A bit of knocking. And rubbing the tailbone. And then breathe out, hands down the bladder meridian, bend the knees all the way down. Let the hands come round and up the inside of the feet, up the inside of the legs, all the way up the kidney meridian, halfway up the kidney meridian, and then bring the hands round and breathe to your kidneys. Close your eyes now and just feel the breath. This is really calming for the nervous system as well as healing for the kidneys. See if you can feel the breath beneath your hands. And with your mind, send a healing light or a healing, a warmth, whatever feels good for you. Or it could be the color blue, which is healing for the kidneys. Whatever works for you. Good, and then breathe out, bend the knees as you come down the bladder meridian. Up the kidney meridian. And just hold your hands over your dantian. Wonderful. Okay, now relax your arms down. I'm going to practice, this is called water waves. So as if your hands are going through water. If you watch me first to get the movement and then just close your eyes and feel into the sensations between the fingers, noticing the lightness of the air between the fingers compared to how it feels with the groundedness of the feet on the earth and then the lightness of the air. Just close the eyes and begin to imagine that you're washing away anything that you need to get rid of, any emotions that you no longer need, clearing the field of energy. Tuning into the present moment, right here, right now, the sensations. And then we're going to move straight on to knocking on the door of life. So now allowing the forearms to knock across the body, allowing the movement at the hips. And this is really good for energizing and lubricating the spine. And also, if you bring your awareness to the inside of the legs, you might feel an energy there. So we're also activating the kidneys, kidney meridian again. Fabulous. And then relax there. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do is quite active. It's called the pump. So again, just work within your own comfort zone. The pump does a few things. It opens up the lungs. It allows a deep breath into the lungs as we raise the arms up. It's very good for the lower back. It helps to bring lots of energy into the lower back, which helps to release lower backache. We're going to do it with the healing sound for the kidneys, which is cho. Okay, so C-H-O-O-O. Cho. So as we breathe out, we're going to make the sound cho. And what this does is it releases stagnant energy or fear that we might be holding on to. So I will demonstrate and you can join in when you're ready. So I'll go side on. Breathing in as the arms come up, and then breathing out as the arms come down, the knees bend, and then the knees straighten. So it goes like this. So I'm making the cho sound as I go forward. Cho, cho, cho. Okay, so you just go at your own pace. You can go fast or slow, or you can make the movement smaller. If it's too much for you, you can just raise the arms up and down if it's too much for you. So you want to bend the knees as you go forward, and then the knees straighten, not completely, but they straighten a little bit to activate the back of the legs. That looks good, everybody. Well done. Complete the next one that you're on. Relax your arms by your sides and just stand for a moment. As long as you don't feel dizzy, close your eyes. And just feel into any sensations that you're feeling in your body. As we're moving the energy now around the body. You might feel warm, you might feel buzzing, tingling. Just be aware of what you can feel. Good. Okay, now we're going to come down and lie on our mats, and you will need either a yoga strap, a tie, or a dressing gown belt. Hopefully you can see me a bit better there. Okay, so just have your strap to the side as you lie down on your back. Hold your knees and rock side to side. So we're rocking side to side, we're massaging our kidneys, we're massaging our lower back, and we're massaging our adrenal glands. So anytime you get lower backache, this is a really good thing to do. You could do this for 2 minutes, just massaging your back. Okay, now put your left foot down, stretch your right leg up, hold the back of the leg. So again, as I said earlier, really important to release the ankle. So point your toes away, push your heel away, point your toes away, push your heel away, and then circle your foot. And the reason it's even better to do lying down is because it allows the energy to drain or to flow up the leg easier. And then reverse your circles. And then let's do the other leg. Toes away, heel away, toes away, heel away, and circle. I don't know if you can hear my clicking, but there's plenty, which means that that ankle needs lubricated. And then reverse the circles. Fabulous. Okay, now take your strap and place it around your right foot and stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. So we're opening the back of the legs, of course, the bladder meridian. So it's going to open them a bit more, and then we're going to practice some flows and really feel the energy coming up the legs. Okay, so you want to straighten your right leg and just close your eyes, breathe there. And feel a gentle stretch at the back of that right leg. Long, slow, deep breaths. And you should feel just a gentle stretch, but no strain. Okay, lovely. Now take the strap into your right hand. If your leg was bent, stretch your left leg out now, and then rotate your right leg to the right, and slowly take that right leg out to the side, holding onto your strap, until you can feel an opening right down the inside of the right leg. So this is the kidney meridian. And again, don't strain. So yes, you will feel a stretch, but not painful. And then again, just close the eyes and relax there. Just enjoy that opening. Good. And then bring that leg back up, release the tie, stretch the right leg out, and notice the difference between the right leg and the left. So for me, my right leg feels a lot longer. It feels more open out, so my right foot is more open out. And it feels a bit lighter. So just notice the difference. And now we'll do the same with the left. So again, once your leg is up and you're holding the strap, just close your eyes and relax there. And allow the back of that left leg to open. Breathing into the back of that left leg. Long, slow, deep breaths. Then take the strap into the left hand, stretch your right leg, rotate your left foot, so the left leg is rotating outwards, and then slowly take that leg towards the floor. It might be nowhere near the floor, it's not a problem, but until you feel the stretch on the inside of that left leg. Again, just opening up that kidney meridian. And then bring the leg back up, release the tie, stretch the leg out, and hopefully we've evened them up. Then feel nice and even now, so hopefully you're the same, just a lot more open. Now we're going to roll onto our tummies, so any way that you can roll onto your tummy. And we're going to come into the Sphinx pose. So bringing the elbows below the shoulders. And if this is too much for your back, you can take your elbows a bit further forward, so there's less of a back bend. Or the other thing you can do is bring your hands together. Do whatever feels good for you. But again, we're working with the bladder and the kidney meridians. So if you can just close your eyes and begin to visualize these energy pathways. You can visualize as you breathe in the energy flowing up the inside of the legs, all the way up to the collarbone. And then as you breathe out, the energy flowing over the crown of the head, all the way down the back of the body, and all the way down to the outside of the little toes. Just close your eyes and feel into the energy. And on your out breath, lower yourself down. Fold your arms over and rest your forehead on your forearms. Take your feet, your legs wide with the toes pointing outwards into what we call crocodile pose. Rest the forehead on the forearms. And again, you'll notice we're opening up the kidney meridians a bit more. So just feeling into the energy, awareness to these pathways. From kidney 1, at the balls of the feet, up the inside of the legs, up the center of the body, to the collarbone. And then the bladder meridian, from just under the eyes, over the crown of the head, all the way down the back of the body, either side of the spine, over the buttocks, down the back of the legs, and to the outside of the little toes. Now bring the feet together so the big toes are touching and the heels are pointing out the way to create space in your lower back. And then bring the hands below the shoulders, tuck the toes under and lift your bottom up and back to stretch out the spine, extended child pose. And then it's optional if you would like to come up into dog pose. If you don't feel like doing that, then you can stay in extended child. But if you would like to, lifting the hips up, Up onto the tiptoes, breathe in, push the hips up as high as you can, looking to the space between your feet. And then as you breathe out, you can bring your heels down towards the floor. They don't need to touch, and look forward to the front of the mat. And just feel that lovely length through the spine and through the backs of the legs. And then if you like, you can just walk it out by bending one knee and then the other. Really stretching now into the back of the body, the spine and the back of the legs. And then slowly walk forward, one foot, then the other foot. Slowly walk forward until you're in a standing forward bend. Bending the fingertips in front of the toes or onto the front of the shins, and lengthen through the back of the body again. Lengthen through the legs and the spine. Good, and then bend the knees, circle the arms to the sides and up as you uncurl, bringing the hands together in front of the heart. Wonderful. Okay, we're all stretched out now, ready to do some flows. We're going to have a very quick toilet break. Okay, so just if you need a drink or toilet, just a few minutes and then we'll be back. Okay. Okay, hopefully everybody's back. And we're just going to start to shake the body. So start to shake the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. And then if it feels okay, begin to bounce up and down. Good. Just having a nice, good old shake, moving any way that feels good for you. Maybe you want to take the hips side to side. Get the energy flowing. So we've really worked on opening up the joints. We've really worked on opening up the meridians. So now we're really going to get the energy flowing. And relax there. So this practice is called Nourishing Life. And we're going to step our feet slightly wider than shoulder width with the toes pointing outwards. And we're going to bend the knees. Now, for some of you, just a little bend is enough. You might even want to sit in a chair if you find it too much. For others, if you can get your thighs parallel to the floor, you'll get a really good activation of this energy in the legs, and it's very strengthening. And then we're placing our hands at the top of the legs with the fingers pointing inwards. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold the breath in as you rotate your body to the right, looking to the outside of the right ankle and pushing into the left arm. If you can, keep the breath in as you rotate the body to the left, looking to the outside of the left ankle. And then breathe out as you come to the center. And then lift up. Close the eyes, take a couple of breaths, and you might feel the body just filling up with energy. Allowing the arms to float out to the sides, palms of the hands facing the crown of the head. Close the eyes and imagine a sunlight shining down onto the crown of the head and filling up your whole body. So as if the sunlight is shining on the sea. Think of your body like the water and the sunlight shining on the water. Then bring the hands down over the face, palms of the hands facing towards you, past the chest, and coming down to just under the dantian. I'll come closer so you can see. As if the back of the hands are just sitting on water. Feet are shoulder width apart and parallel. Your knees are just a tiny bit bent. Close your eyes now and breathe to your dantian. So your dantian just below the belly button. Just send the breath there. Beginning to activate this source of energy and light and heat. When we activate here, it nourishes all of the other meridians in the body and the internal organs. Okay, so we're going to do the whole thing again. So step out. And this time we're turning to the other side first. So bend the knees just as much as is comfortable for you. Breathe in, hold the breath in, turn to the left, across to the right. Breathe out as you come to the center. And then lift up. Feel as if your arms are just floating up with the energy. Close the eyes and send that sunlight into your body. Feel as if your whole body is filling up with the healing energy from the sun. Bringing the hands down the front of the body and coming into our standing posture. Palms of the hands facing upwards, eyes closed. Breathe into your dantian. Standing postures build up what we call the Wei Qi, which is the protective energy. Just breathe to your dantian. You might feel sensations like a pressure or a heat. Or if you're a visual person, you might see light. Just have full awareness to the dantian and breathing there. Good. Now, bring your hands as if you're holding on to a ball of energy in your hands in front of the dantian, as if the energy of the fingers is touching each other for each finger. The fingers are not quite touching, but the energy is connecting. And then just take the hands a little apart and a little together, feeling into any sensations you can feel. As much as you can, keep the eyes closed. I know now and again you might need to look at me, but as much as you can, keep the eyes closed so you can feel what's happening. And then we're going to take the hands away from each other and spiral the arms again as you engage the buttocks and push the hips forward. This time, turn the head to look to the left and notice how we're activating that left kidney. And then come back to the center, hold on to that ball of energy in your hands in front of the dantian. And then breathe in, again, turning the other way. So engage the buttocks, push the hips forward, spiral the arms. Notice what's happening in the kidney. And then as you come back up, bring the hands again into that, holding that ball of energy. Slowly taking them away and towards each other. Just small movements, really feeling into what's going on with that ball of energy in the hands and the sensations in the dantian. So the hands are close to the dantian, but not touching. And just awareness, if you feel sensations between the hands, if you feel a pressure building inside, awareness there. As we move on to a flowing exercise, which is called Open the Flow. So relax the arms down. Now you might just feel sensations going down the fingers. As you breathe in, allow the arms to float up. As you breathe out, allow the arms to float down. Open the flow. Feet shoulder width apart, close the eyes, and just simply feel into the sensations. The elbows remain dropped down. And the arms are floating up. It's a bit, imagine that your arms are like kites and the wind is just blowing them up. So the wrists are relaxed, the elbows are relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed. And at the end of each out breath, it's almost as if the energy is flowing off the ends of the fingers before you lift the arms up again. And once you've got the flow, you might begin to visualize again the energy coming up the kidney meridian, up the inside of the legs, and then going down the back of the body, the bladder meridian, as you breathe out. Visualizing that circuit of energy. And then we're going to flow into the fountain. So the back of the hands face each other. And we draw the energy up the kidney meridian. We circle the arms out to the sides. And we fold forward with the bent knees. And then we roll up. I'll turn side on again for this one. So back of the hands face each other as we draw the energy up the kidney meridian. Breathing out as the arms float out to the sides, the knees bend as we go forward. And once you've got the move again, just close your eyes and feel into that beautiful flow of energy. Imagine it's like a fountain coming up the legs and then like a fountain coming out to the sides. . . . 。  . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Allowing the body to flow like water. When we flow like water, we can get around all the boulders. So imagine like a river flowing around all the stones and the boulders. So we're soft and yet we're strong. There is nothing stronger than water and yet soft and flowing. Okay, so next time the arms come up and out to the side, we'll do another standing posture for the kidneys. So we're just turning the palms of the hands to face the kidneys, feet are shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent. And just close the eyes and send the energy from the palms of the hands into the kidneys. And this is really nourishing and strengthening. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Sending that healing energy into your kidneys. You might feel the breath at the back of the body, bringing awareness to the breath at the back of the body. And keep the eyes closed and allow the arms to float round to the front and just hold them in front of the dantian so the palms of the hands are facing but not touching your dantian. Keep your eyes closed now so you can really feel into the energy. Full awareness to your dantian. Any sensations that you're feeling here. It's like the light and the heat at the core of the earth beneath the water. So we're activating the light, the energy, and the heat at the core of your body to activate the water and all of the other meridians in the body. Helping us to find our inner strength and vitality. Keep the eyes closed as you fold one hand over the other and hold it over the dantian, touching now, and bring the feet together. And relax through the ankles and the knees and just allow your body to rock and sway any way it wants to. We call this bamboo in the wind. So as if you're seaweed in the ocean and your body is just moving like seaweed. You're not trying to move. The energy is moving you. The energy is flowing through you. Allow yourself to relax. Still, you might feel these sensations in your dantian. Now, if you're able to keep your eyes closed as you lie down and keep your hands as much as you can over your dantian, just lie down and we're going to do a 10-minute dantian meditation. You need to cover up with a blanket so you're nice and warm. Keep the eyes closed once you're settled and just place your hands over your abdomen once again. Have your full awareness to that area beneath your hands. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can, as long as you don't have a blocked nose. And follow the breath in through the nostrils and down to your dantian. And then follow the breath from the dantian up and back out the nostrils. Allowing the tops of the arms to just rest on your mat. And the hands, one over the other, linking at the thumbs over your dantian. If the mind wanders, that's okay. Just keep directing it back to the breath and the sensations that you can feel in your dantian. Breathing in, drawing the breath in, and breathing out, following the breath back out. This meditation is literally like recharging our batteries, filling up our batteries. The mind wanders, gently direct it back to the breath and the sensations in your dantian. You might begin to visualize a light, or feel a warmth, or feel an energy pressure. Just be aware of what you can feel. When we activate the energy at the dantian, this has a direct effect on the kidney meridian. And when we activate the kidney meridian, the energy from the kidneys pulls the energy down from the lungs, and so is very nourishing for the lungs. So you can see they all have an effect on each other.
All of the meridians in the body are healing to each other. But the Dantian is the source of our life energy. Just keep gently directing your mind back. Where the mind goes, the energy flows. Now take the palm of one of your hands and just circle it around your Dantian. You can either have it touching or hovering just above, whatever feels better for you. Circling in a clockwise direction around your Dantian. For me, it feels more powerful with the hand hovering just slightly above, so you might like to try it that way. And then once again, just hold both hands over and begin to wiggle your toes. And begin to wiggle your fingers. Rotate your wrists. And have a big stretch and yawn, keeping your eyes closed. And then rolling onto your left side, using your arm as a pillow. Just rest there for a moment on your left side, bending your knees. And when you feel ready, come to sit in any comfortable sitting position, keeping your eyes closed if you can. Bringing the palms of the hands together. Rubbing the palms of the hands, creating a nice heat in your hands. And then keep your eyes closed as you place your hands over your eyes, relaxing your eyeballs. And then open your eyes into the palms of the hands. Slowly open the fingers, allowing the light to come through. And then sweep your hands just down, hovering in front of your body. Down the arms, one arm and then the other. And then give your kidneys a good old rub. And the palms of the hands together at the heart center. The light in me bows down to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. It was a nourishing practice. I really hope you enjoyed it. So I'm going to switch off the recording so you can speak to me.